Hi, welcome to Tested by Pixel Movers. Today I'm testing something a bit different, a graphics tablet, but another projector. I do like these mini micro projectors. I'm a big film buff. Love watching things on a big screen, and this is the Coolux micro projector. It's a Pico projector. Very similar in how it works to the Qumi Q5 that I reviewed last year. It goes up to 720p resolution. I think the actual native resolution, vertical resolution, is about 900, but obviously it'll do the 720p, and does look very nice and crisp when you're viewing it. It's great for movies, gaming, presentations. It does need to be in a fairly dark room to get the best out of it, but it is a very nice projector. Just a few bits on here, so we'll have a look at a bit more close up here. So as you can see, this is the front lens. Above that you've got the lens focusing wheel. You've got an IR port on the front there. For the remote control which comes with it, so you can control a lot of it by remote control. Good series of vents at the front and sides. If I just pick it up and look underneath, you've got vents underneath as well. There underneath you've got a standard tripod connector. I have a little mini hammer tripod that goes with that can fit into there. It does have a little stand that kicks out at the front here. Doesn't really do much, doesn't really give it enough height, so I stick mine on a projector stand, a little tripod stand. But that's like the front. If we swivel this around, nothing really on the sides apart from our vents, so it keeps it nice and cool, and it does get quite warm. So we'll have a look at the back here. Just get this in focus for you. So on the back here you've got your HDMI port, standard HDMI in, standard VGA in, so you can link it to a computer. You've got an AV port there and a headphone socket. Difference between these two ports is your AV port will actually give you full digital sound. It comes with a cable. This is the cable. You can tell the difference between a headphone cable there, because it's got the 3 black bands on it there, and it goes to this connector on the end here, little phono connector. So that plugs into the AV port. This plugs into this is what's at the other end, and in there, and on that you would plug another cable in, adapter cable, and you could plug that into a home cinema system, which will then give you any 5.1 sound that you've got coming from any movies that you're playing through this. So that's a specific cable for use to get that kind of sound. Like I say, you've got a headphone socket as well, so all you need is like a cable to link it to a separate set of speakers or something like that, or just direct headphones. If you're laid in bed, you want to watch it in your bedroom, you can just plug your headphones into there. On-off switch below that, and then you've got your USB port. With that you can plug in a USB drive, flash drive, so I use one of these little micro drives. So we can get focused on this. So I just use one of these. This is a 64 gig micro drive, SanDisk. Just put a bunch of movies on there and then plug that in, and it will read most movies. MKVs, MPEG, AVIs, it'll read more or less anything that you stick in there. I've not had a problem with any movie not playing. LED light showing the power's on there, and you've also got, as well as the USB port, you've got an SD card, micro SD card there as well, so you can stick a bunch of movies on a micro SD and just keep it in there. And if your favourites you want to keep, you can just bob it in there and leave it. I mean, even with the micro, with the tiny USB, you can bob that in the back and leave that as well. And that's I think it on there. It does have this part at the end here. I think that is just a security part. Possibly, I don't know. I'm not too sure what that is at the end there. I've not really used it. I looked into it, but and the manual it does come with is all in Chinese, so it's probably difficult to tell. But all these are all marked very well. This one at the end, it does show like a little padlock. So I'm sure. I think it's one of these things where you can plug something in there, like a locking device. That's the rear. So that's basically the projector itself. As regarding things it comes with, if I just move that back over there, it comes with a remote control with glow-in-the-dark buttons. So if you keep it under a spotlight or something for a while before you use the projector, while these buttons glow, they don't actually light up, but they do glow, and glow quite well if you had it under light, and you can control most functions with that remote control. And it's quite a nice size, just takes a couple of small batteries in there. So that's that. You get a set of AV leads, so that can also again plug into the AV socket and give you left and right audio and video out to older analog devices. Showed you the cable before for the digital sound output, and the power cable, obviously Chinese unit, and it came with a double pin plug, so not very useful here in the UK, but luckily we can pop down to our local DIY store and purchase one of these, and we can just then plug it in there, and that'll fit into a UK socket. So if you order one of these, chances are, you know, anywhere worldwide you'll have to get an adapter plug to use it with. Like I said as well, I use this with, this didn't come with it, I use a little hammer tabletop so a tabletop I've forgotten the word. Tripod. It's a hammer tripod. This is just a little desktop one, so you can lock the head off, screw that into the base of the projector. Once that's screwed in, you can just set it on your table. I have it tilted back a bit like that, and then just use the keystoning on the projector to sort that out, any of the keystoning problems on there. I bought, this didn't come with it as well, but I bought, to go with it, a HDMI lead. It's micro HDMI, so it's standard HDMI into the back of there. Micro HDMI that I can link it to a PC or something like that. I've even got an adapter that turns it from micro HDMI to full HDMI. So it was just to cover all bases, where I can take this away and I can plug it into any device that I've got available. It tends to work from my Android pad fine. Yeah, I can plug that into the micro SD, out from the Android pad straight into the projector. That works no problem. Don't use that very often because, I mean, I've got 64 gig on the micro USB drive, so I can put plenty of films on there, and plenty of films on an SD card as well. Final thing, oops, as I retrieve this from the floor, so okay, just the arm of the pair of glasses. Now this particular projector is 3D compatible out of the box, and it's 3D compatible with 3D Blu-ray, which basically means as long as your Blu-ray is compliant and you've got a compliant HDMI lead, I think it's like a 1.3 lead, 1.4 lead. Once that lead's plugged in from Blu-ray into the projector, it will recognise it. You can set it to the projector to 3D mode. The projector will then automatically look for these wireless shutter glasses. I bought these separately. They were only about $9 from China online. The size just clip into the into each side of the glasses there. They just wrap around the head, and you can watch films in 3D. Obviously, you get full. If you link into a Blu-ray, you get full resolution. You're only going to get 720p resolution, but you get it to both eyes. This will also work with side-by-side format films. If you stick a side-by-side format film on the USB drive, you will get half resolution, which does tend to look a bit bad. Also, because of the brightness of this projector and the way shutter glasses work, it is wearing like wearing a very dim pair of sunglasses. It does take the brightness down somewhat. So, but to be honest, I've tried it and the result is quite good. You get a very good depth on a very large screen, and if you can cope with that dim look, which is one thing I don't like about 3D in general in the cinemas, as opposed to watching 3D on my 3D TV, is that it does dim down the picture somewhat. But that's basically the 3D glasses, because they say it is 3D compatible. Over in the back there we've got the brick of a power supply, quite a small projector but quite a large block for the power, and then there's a adapter there, HDMI to DVI adapter as well, and the box that the unit came in there. And it's quite a nice, neat package, very well presented. It feels very well built. I've used it quite a bit for watching films, TV programs. I can stick it on the bedside table upstairs, watch it while I'm in bed. It's got some neat features built in. What you can do with this, it's got a FM frequency transmitter inside. So if you've got a radio, tune your radio to a specific frequency. It tells you what the frequency is on screen. You can change it slightly to various different frequencies depending where you are in the world. And once you start playing a movie, tune your radio in and it will find that frequency and it will play the film's audio through your radio, which is a very nice feature. I mean, if you were taking it out and about and you had somewhere dark enough, you could literally do a driving in your car, have it on your dashboard of your car, out of the window, against a white wall, and you could listen to the movie inside your car. So it's a nice, neat little feature. Is that, and that's basically it for excuse me, the contents of the box. So what I'll do now is I'll get this all set up and we'll do a review on how this works. People have asked me to test this if I can do with more of a gaming projector, so I'm going to do that to link it up to my Xbox One, and we'll have a look at how it fares on the Xbox One. Okay, cheers, bye. Sorry, this is a bit dark. I'm trying to shoot this in manual mode, just so we get a similar kind of like level to the room brightness. At the moment I've got a couple of lamps on behind me, so the brightness of the room is quite high, plus a couple of lamps on in the kitchen area. That there is my 55-inch TV, and if I just pan up from that, here's the projector, put it onto the wall, and that's just the end credits of Evil Dead. Obviously it's fading out both sides there, but you can tell it's quite a bit bigger than the 55-inch TV. Obviously the further away you have this projector the better. It's quite a short throw, just at the distance from the projector to the actual wall. It's stood on the hammer stand. Just got it connected from my Sky box to here with the HDMI lead, which means I can basically unplug my television, just unplug it out the back of my TV and plug it straight into this power cable in there. So I'm just showing you this now from the direct from Sky HD box, and it is a HD signal that is playing there as well in the credits. I'll come back to that in a second when something better starts. What I'll do for now is I'll just give you a quick look at this with the lights turned out. Keep this in focus. So you can see here quite a nice level of brightness. This is probably showing it brighter on the camera than it does in real life, because the camera lens is taking in as much light as it can. It is showing it quite lighter. It's also showing the colour quite high. This particular projector does oversaturate reds a bit. You can drop down the colour to take that away. So some skin tones can look a bit over red, but it's still pretty good. And like I said, this is a HD signal. Obviously the projector itself is only projecting a 720p image. But to sit and watch a film, you know, it's quite nice. Still gives you a good resolution, still very watchable. That's just a bunch of UK TV ads. So we're back on again here. This is showing Cloverfield, which is now playing on UK Film 4. I have dropped down the colour slightly on there, so it's not oversaturating the reds now. It's a pretty good colour as that. It's pretty close to what I'd normally watch at. So this is a like I say, 720p vertical resolution. Because I've got it on the table pointed up, it's got some keystoning which you probably can't see in this video. In the room I can actually see you have like a border around the main screen. The main screen's been squared off nicely using the keystoning, but there's a like a diagonal border at the sides which you probably can't see on there. Any flickering you may see in the video is down to the difference in frame rates flicker on there. Gives you a good idea of how this projector looks. And this isn't a very dark room. We do have some lampposts outside shining light in through the curtains, but it's dark enough to sit and watch a film, especially a film like this. I mean, Cloverfield's got some dark moments in, but you'd still be able to pick out some detail. Apologies for the noise in the background, we've got hailstones. It's a very clear picture. It's brighter than the Qumi Q5. I do think overall it is a better projector. It's very quiet. You've only got like a very slight hum in the background. I mean, because it's an LED projector, the bulbs don't get very hot, so it doesn't need a lot of cooling. But that gives you an idea of film picture quality. I'll stop this now and I'll switch on the Xbox One and we'll have a look at that. So here we are on the Xbox One main screen. I'll go to one of my games. This one to look at. Control the batteries low. Just a good start. Sorry if you can't hear me very well on this. It's I've just had to place the camera to one side. I haven't played this for a while. As you can probably tell, I've not played this a lot at all. But it's just to give you an idea of how the game looks. It's probably a bad idea. Oh, this is where she dies. Gruesome, but there you go. Let's go back out of here and choose a different game. Probably my game's that. Very sorry about the boring loading screens here. Turn these out. because this is a nighttime portion of the game, it's quite dark, but it does still render very nicely. To be honest, I'm not a big gamer, so I tend to mainly have this as my media centre. Trouble now. This isn't the way to play this game, but it gives you an idea of how the game looks on the projector. This is quite a dull level. Dull as in not boring, but dull as in over. And I'm out of bullets, so I think I'm dead. There we go. So that gives you an idea of the projector on there. Go back to TV. Back to good brightness there on the TV side, so that's my review on the Coolux projector, Chinese projector. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.